Hi everyone, thanks for watching my video. Today I'll be demonstrating a natural glam bridal makeup look on my model Celeste. I usually start off with the eyes when it comes to bridal clients because to me, eyes take up the most work. So I like to get that out of the way, and I'm just basically going to start off with shaping up her eyebrows. I'm just filling it in with a brown shadow using Black Opal's stick foundation in rich caramel to highlight under, and I'm just using a darker shade in my MAC Pro Concealer palette to shape the top of the eyebrows. I'm just trying to get the brows to look super, not too overdone, but nicely contoured. And so now for her eyeshadow, I'm just basically using a concealer that was the L.A.Girls yellow correcting concealer just to kind of correct the darkness on her lids. Now I'm using a warm brown eyeshadow. It's a warm brown matte eyeshadow to contour and to add into the crease. Now this is a very simple, pretty, straightforward 3-color eyeshadow look that I love to do. I love to keep it simple for brides, nothing too fussy, nothing too much, especially when we're going for a natural glam look. So I'm just taking the same shadow, it's a warm brown. I'm using the Jacklyn Hill Eyeshadow palette, and I'm just basically going back and forth until I'm satisfied with how I've added this crease color. So now I'm going in with a pigment. This is a pigment from MAC. It's like a champagne. It's really a brown, but on her skin tone it looks very much lighter. But I did love this look. It's almost looking a bit platinum here on the screen, but this shadow was more of a bronzy champagne shade, and I'm just gonna add that in until I fill the whole lid. And now I'm using a dark brown, more of a cool tone brown, to give the crease a little bit more definition. So I'm just going to be going back and forth with the warm brown shadow and the dark brown shadow, and I'm really accentuating the crease area, just making sure that this look is complementing to my client's eyes. I'm just going back in with that pigment to really define. I wanted to give her like a really light kind of cut crease, but not too much. So now I'm just going to go in with my favorite black eyeliner. This is a very inexpensive, pretty much, it's a beauty supply store eyeliner, and it works for me, so I love it. I'm just gonna make sure to give her a wing at the ends because I want her to give her a more of a cat eye, almond shaped eye look for this. So I'm just gonna make sure it's as straight as possible, and I'm make sure getting as close as possible to her eyelashes. And then we're gonna go in with some eyelashes after this. I'm using the Ardell's Double Up eyelashes with some regular lash glue, lash grip, and I love using these lashes because they're pretty inexpensive and they also look pretty much like mink eyelashes. So I loved these, how they looked on her. So once those are on, we're gonna go on to the skin, and I wanted this look to be I loved her skin tone. Her skin was so smooth, so I wanted to accentuate it. I wanted it to give her like a glow from within, and I used 2 things. I used the Becca Backlight highlighting primer, I think it was, and then it was the Strobe cream from MAC. And now I'm going to use the Black Opal stick foundation again in Carob because I really wanted to give her like that rich chocolatey skin look. And I didn't get to add how I blended it out on the skin, but I just basically blended it all over. Now I'm highlighting with my favorite concealer. This is Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer, and I love this. Is my favorite concealer, y'all. So I used Amande to kind of color correct, and I went back in with Caramel just to add a little bit more of a highlight to the middle of her face. I'm just gonna blend this out with a beauty blender until it's at basically like where I need it to be. So I'm gonna set this concealer, her under eye concealer. I set this concealer with the MAC's Mineralize Skin Finish in Dark. I don't usually use MAC Mineralize, but like I said, I wanted this to be a very radiant, very skin-like look for this particular model, and so that's what I used for this, and it worked pretty well for me. So I'm just highlighting. I'm just using this powder, this Mineralize powder, to set all of the highlighted areas. Now I'm going back in with my damp beauty blender with a translucent powder just to really make sure under the eye is set and it won't budge. I usually use a powder and then I go back in with a translucent to really lock that in. And I only do this because I find, especially with the creamy concealer, after a while the skin can get kind of dewy. So I make sure to use this translucent to kind of eliminate that a bit. So now I'm going to set the rest of her face with the MAC Mineralize Skin Finish in Dark Deep. I'm just using this as her all over powder color. And I'm just going to go ahead and set all over her face. So I'm just going into making sure that everything is well blended, and then I'm going to go ahead and contour her face. I'm going to be using the MAC Mineralize Skin Finish in Sun Power to give a bit of a warmth, and then I'm going to contour under that. In the hollows of the cheekbones, I'm going to be using the Amande's pressed powder in Sable. Oh, and this is where I'm going back in with the Sun Power to give her a bit of a color to her face and warmth, and also it also can act as blush, especially for those clients that do not like colored blush. I like to use Sun Power just because when it all sets, it just looks like a natural glow from within with her skin. So I finished off her eyes with some mascara, and now I'm just going back in with some highlight. I'm using the In Extra Dimension and Glow With It. I love this highlight, y'all. This highlight is so smooth. It doesn't have like the glitter particles that I absolutely hate. And I'm just highlighting the points of her face that needs it, like the tip of her nose, highlights of her cheek. I also went under her brows, and now I'm just adding the lippies. I'm using the Chestnut lip liner, and I'll be using a nude kind of a taupey color in the lip. I think it was a MAC. I don't remember the name, but I will definitely put the name in the description box below. So I wanted to keep this look very neutral, very natural looking. I wanted to just emphasize her beautiful features like her eyes and her skin and her lip. So I didn't go overboard. I didn't put too much, just enough. Like, this is my style. My style is just using just enough products to emphasize, and that's how I love to do my brides. So that's pretty much it. It's like 5 bundles, 8. So that's pretty much it for the makeup. Now I'm just gonna play around with her hair a bit just to tie in this look. I wanted her she had really nice wavy, like a water wave hair in, and I was just joking with her that it felt like at least $5 in her hair, but it wasn't as much, guys. I was just joking. So I'm just playing around with it. You know, I was trying to figure out if I'm gonna do it in a bun or whatever, but as you'll see in the next clip, I figured out a little style to do just to make this look, this demonstration all complete, that it's a bridal look, and I hope you guys like it. Here we go. Here's the final bridal look. I just did a French braid coming down the side, and because the hair was a water wave, it was so pretty, and I just took out a few tendrils just to drop and frame her face, and this is the complete and finished look. I hope you guys like it. For those of you that don't know, I am a bridal makeup artist, hairstylist, so you'll be seeing a lot more bridal looks on my page. And thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it.